Hey everybody, Barefoot Dave here, and good morning. I'm in Tiptonville, Tennessee, and if you don't know where Tiptonville is, that's a little town near Barefoot Lake. And this morning, I've decided to go up to Hickman, Kentucky, and take one of the very few ferry crossings that goes over the Mississippi River. And I've done this ferry crossing before in the past. It's really cool, and I think it's something that it's kind of lost from our American roadside. You don't see ferry crossings very much anymore, but this is still one that's left. And I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what's going on here in front of me. This is a beautiful part of Tennessee. Just big, wide, open fields. Looks like there's some soybeans being grown over here, and a railroad track over here beside me. But this is a beautiful part of the country up here. And Hickman, Kentucky has some history with my family. My dad and my grandmother and his siblings lived in Hickman, Kentucky at one point. And Hickman, Kentucky is not a very big town. It's very small and kind of a sad looking town. It's kind of dying off. But just wanted to show you what is up here in this part of Tennessee. I did a little short video on what was at the very tip of the eastern point of Tennessee. This is what is at the very top western point of Tennessee. It's not really a point, but it's a lot of beautiful farmland up here. So inviting you to join me today for this little adventure to cross the Mississippi River. Must be getting close because the sign says Ferry. We're now entering Hickman, Kentucky. Coming into the town of Hickman, Kentucky here. It's been a while since I've been to Hickman. There's two levels to Hickman. There's an upper level and a lower level. Lower level being down by the river. There's Hickman down below. You can see the dike down there, meant to keep the town safe from flooding, but I don't think it has at times. Way out there in the distance, you can see the mighty Mississippi. Let's head down. Just going to do a drive through Hickman, Kentucky here. This is kind of a sad looking little town. Not much going on here anymore. have painted a nice looking mural over here on the dike. Different scenes here from the county and city. And there's Mark Twain. That's interesting. A lot of these old buildings are just closed up. Nothing going on anymore. As you can see, this dike around town's pretty long. But from what I have been told, at times it's not enough to protect the town, and it still has flooded. Here's the county jail from 1914. I see a parting in the wall here. Let's go see what's going on. Oh, and there's a dog here to protect the parting in the wall. And just some folks out fishing today. And we're back, and the ferry's here. No waiting. Well, I am going to have to wait until those cars move, and then I can get on. This is going to be a treat. If you've never crossed a river on a ferry, it's really quite fun. Okay, loaded on. And you can hear that motor revving up to take us off into the beautiful Mississippi River here. We're leaving old Kentucky, heading to Missouri. Here we go, crossing the mighty Mississippi on a beautiful summer day. Kind of makes sense now that the Mississippi River isn't very wide right here, because that's actually probably the best place to have a ferry crossing. You know, you don't want a lot of water to have to cross when it's a river like this. The Mississippi River can be kind of violent and unforgiving. There's stories of boats going down here on the Mississippi during bad weather. Just not a good place to be when it's stormy. But yeah, it makes sense now that this is a short crossing here on the Mississippi. So an interesting story about this trip here across the river. I did this once when I was a little boy. I was here with my parents and my brother, and I really did not want to cross this river at all. because I was terrified of the water, couldn't swim. My brother, in his loving way, talked me into doing it, and ended up being a lot of fun and a little funny. My brother always was looking for something to laugh about, and he's like, "Hey, come here and look at the toilet on this boat." And so I come over to look at it, and you could see right down through the toilet to the water. So obviously the toilet just basically just dumped all your waste into the river. And he just thought that was kind of hilarious, but you know, that was my brother. Here's an interesting historical photograph of the early ferry, dated July 8th, 1950. The ferry motor was a diesel B1300 engine, and the capacity back then was just 16 cars. It's been quite enjoyable. It's a good, sunny, breezy day, and it's been a lot of fun crossing this big Mississippi River. Is this something you would want to do? I think everybody should experience something like this. Come up and take a ferry ride across the river. We're getting close now to being to the other side, and the ferry driver has gotten the boat down to a very easy pace, coming in very gently. I'm sure this man knows exactly what he's doing. Almost there. Almost there. We landed. A little crooked though. Let's see if he can straighten this out. The driver's getting this straight now with the ramp. Whoa. Did you hear that? It's scraping a little bit. Alright, exiting the ferry. I'm going to go up here and wait for everyone else to get off, and then get back on. Go back across. I see some folks way over there on the edge of the bank doing a little fishing today. I wonder if they're having any luck. Has been nice enough to let me come up here and get on the very top of the ferry. It's a little loud up here actually. Look at the mud he's kicking up. And we're now leaving the good old Missouri side of the Mississippi River. This is really a privilege that the ferry boat driver would allow me to come up here and be on the top of the ferry itself. What a treat to be able to get up on the very top of the ferry today. Much better view up here. So here we are on the deck of the boat. You can see there's quite a bit going on here. There's a lot to cross in this river. So how many years have you been doing this?
I've been here since '09, been a pilot since 2011.
2011, okay. And do you ever have to stop crossings here for weather?
Yeah, like high winds, like it has to be a little worse than it is now, but yeah, high winds mostly for fall.
If it's raining, do you stop crossing?
No,
Still crossing the rain.
It's, you know, like a shutout rain where we can't see or enter visibility.
And how many years has this crossing been here?
I'm not sure. There's a picture down there of the ferry, which is, of course, is a different one, and that was in 42. I'm assuming the early 1900s or late 1800s. There's been a ferry here.
Okay. And do they have plans of keeping this ferry going for a good while?
Yeah, as far as I know, because we sit on the New Madrid fault line, so that kind of helps us, I guess, keep in operation, because the same earthquake that on Barefoot Lake, or the same fault line, they say if the earthquake ever happens again like that, then it'll be devastation from St. Louis to Memphis, and this will be probably, both bridges will be out. You won't be able to cross from side to side.
And so that's why that there's not a bridge here, because it's right on the fault.
Yeah, part of it, I guess, and there's one at Dyersburg, Cruzville, and up in Cairo.
So a few minutes ago, it almost felt like you hit something. Was that just these waves?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So how many cars can you put on the ferry?
We packed them on here close to 18.
18, okay. How many crossings do you make in a day?
About 10 to 12 round trips.
10 to 12, okay. And is it busier on certain days of the week?
Usually on the weekends and on the spring and summer months we stay busy. Wintertime is our slow time.
Yeah. Okay, that was really a treat to get to be on the deck of the boat there and talk to the captain. So, ride's over. Got to get in and back her out now. So what'd you guys think about that? Was that a lot of fun? That was such a treat to be able to cross the river and to have the captain invite me up onto the deck and get to talk to him and see the inside of the ferry boat. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. And please subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Barefoot Dave's adventures. And until next time, make each day an adventure and have a good one. Stay tuned. More adventures to come on Barefoot Lake.